Well, we are going to talk for a minute about whether or not we need to worry about our children differentiating between their belief in Jesus and their belief in Santa.
What do you think? I mean, on the one hand, they end one belief as they get a little older, and we don't want them to think maybe the other belief will gradually fade away also.
I know, we never worried very much about it, but you have kind of a funny little phrase that you like to use.
Well,
that seemed to work with our kids. I don't know.
Yeah, I would just say,
everyone.
they'd say, is Santa real? And I'd say, he's real imaginary. And that's real in a way. He's real imaginary. He's real in our hearts and our imaginations and in stories. And then we would say, but Jesus is real. And I think it worked, don't you?
Well, I think the kids liked it. I don't know. We had a little talk with them about it one Christmas, and I'm not sure they're using the same thing with their kids, but it did get things kind of straightened out in their mind. I think we talked to them when they were a little bit older. I don't think you want to say that to a 3-year-old.
Well, it
because there is some magic about when they're little tiny of thinking Santa's really coming.
Exactly. And the other thing is, how do you separate the Santa from the Jesus on Christmas itself? And how, even I guess a deeper question, how do you separate the getting from the giving?
Well, I think we realized a long time ago that we need to make Christmas Eve a time for Jesus. And we stopped having the big family parties with the turkey dinners and all that, and we started having a Jerusalem supper, which should have really been a Bethlehem supper because that is what we did. We had a dinner that was similar to what maybe Mary and Joseph had before they left for Bethlehem. And the conversation around the table was very interesting, and the kids loved kind of play acting that, but it really brought Jesus into Christmas.
And then, of course, on Christmas Eve, the focus was on giving because each child had a turn to give his gifts to everyone else, and we entirely focused the attention on the child who was giving.
Right. And so it was all about giving and Jesus. And then Christmas morning, it just exploded. It's back to Santa.
Back to Santa.
All the fun
back
stuff
to getting.
that involves, and that's fun too. But I think that helped them differentiate a little bit.
So try separating the two, and I think we'll just take a quick candid shot of one of our little grandkids to see if she really was able to differentiate between Santa and Jesus.
We were amazed. We think you might be too.
Okay, we got a little question to ask Eliza about Santa Claus. Oh, hang on a second. Wait a second. You boys have got to leave. All right, Eliza. So my question is this. Is it okay if you just only sort of believe in Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, what if you really believe in Jesus, but you only sort of believe in Santa Claus? What's the difference?
Jesus is like real, for sure. And he's real because he made this world for us and he died for us, and so he's definitely real. But Santa Claus is he's different because he doesn't have as much power, and it's not as real. Jesus can do anything, and he died for us and everything, but Santa Claus is something fun to do around Christmas time, kind of like Leprechaun or something. But Jesus is really real, and the main thing around Christmas time is Jesus, not Santa Claus. And some people just think about Santa Claus and they don't really think about what Jesus did for us.
That was wonderful and totally unrehearsed. Did you have any idea I was going to ask you that question?
No.
That's pretty amazing, Eliza. You get A+.